The Ferrari 355, a close look at this classic sports car's performance, technical data, features comparing rivals, history, used prices. From classic to modern. The car. The Ferrari F355 sports car, introduced in 1994, was the successor to the 348 series. Styled by Pininfarina, there was an emphasis on smooth lines, whilst embodying a fastback style. It was offered as the two-seater Berlinetta Coupe, the GTS, with a Targa-style top, and the Spider convertible. At launch, the Berlinetta was priced at $30,000, whilst the other two variants both had a price tag of $37,000. It used a steel monocoque chassis and tubular engine subframe, coil spring independent suspension, all round with gas-filled shock absorbers that were activated electronically, and anti-roll bars. The driver was able to control the firmness of the ride by choosing the appropriate damper setting of comfort or sport. In terms of aerodynamics, this sports car was fitted with a complete body under tray that prevented lift when driven hard. Interestingly, the leather-covered seats were positioned such that the driver was close to the car's central position. It had uprated vacuum-powered vented disc brakes all round, and linked to ABS power, assisted steering limited slip differential, electrically adjusted driver seats. 18-inch magnesium alloy wheels. Body was constructed of steel and aluminium. From launch up to 1997, they were fitted with a manual 6-speed gearbox, which was the only one at that time. In 1997, all three sports cars were then designated the Ferrari 355, with the letter F having been dropped. Also that year, and for the first time, they were fitted with a Formula 1 style paddle gear shift, positioned behind the steering wheel and linked to the 6-speed manual gearbox, and with no clutch pedal. This addition increased the selling price by 000 and allowed gear changes to be performed in a matter of milliseconds, and left the driver's attention centered on the road and not distracted by manual gear changes. With the introduction of the 355 sports car series, there was a change in the nomenclature, with the first two letters referring to the engine's capacity and the third figure indicating the number of valves. This change was meant to emphasize the introduction of the 5 valves per cylinder in the 355. By the time production ended in 1999, a combined total of 11,273 units of all the variants had been built. The engine. Each of the 355 sports cars were powered by a mid-engined, rear-wheel drive, 3.5-liter, double overhead cam, V8 unit whose capacity had been increased from 3.4 liters in the 348 series by increasing the bore by 2 mm. It developed 380 bhp at 8,250 rpm and 268 ft/lbs of torque at 6,000 rpm, which produced a top speed of 183 mph and a 0 to 60 mph time of 4.9 seconds. However, the main feature of the engine was the addition of a cylinder head that contained 5 valves, which improved intake efficiency and increased performance. Furthermore, the compression ratio was raised to 1:1, and some of the engine's internals were constructed of lightweight materials, such as the use of titanium alloy for the conrods and aluminium alloy pistons. The two Bosch Motronic engine control units that managed both fuel injection and the ignition system were upgraded from the M2.7 series in 1995 to the M5.2 version from 1996 onwards. Dry sump lubrication was retained. The Ferrari 355 Berlinetta. This coupe was launched in 1994, and 4,871 Berlinettas were built by 1999, of which 3,829 were fitted with the manual gearbox, and 1,042 used the F1 style transmission. The Ferrari 355 Spider. The 355 Spider convertible was introduced in 1995 and featured, for the first time, on a Ferrari, a soft top that was electronically activated automatically. By 1999, 3,717 Spiders had been built, of which 2,664 were fitted with the manual gearbox, and 1,053 used the F1 style transmission. The Ferrari 355 GTS. This featured a Targa-style hardtop roof that could be stored behind the seats or in the front boot when not in use. By 1999, 2,577 units of the GTS were built, of which 2,048 used the manual gearbox and 529 had the F1 style transmission. This was the last time that Ferrari produced a Targa-styled GTS variant. Competition. Examples of competition for the Ferrari 355 sports car included the following: TVR Turbera, Porsche 993 Turbo, and Lotus Esprit V8. Ferrari Performance. Sports cars for sale. On the second-hand market, a typical price range for the Ferrari 355 series was 355 Berlinetta in good condition, 0 in excellent condition. 40,355 Spider in good condition, 5,000 in excellent condition. 50,355 GTS in good condition, 0 in excellent condition. 0. Further classic cars from Ferrari. This marks the end of my review of the Ferrari 355 sports car.